and welcome back to another Chinese food adventure. I am still in the beautiful Pingle. It's a county here in Guilin. And I was here last night at this restaurant and I came here to eat stuffed foods. It's very, very famous here in Pingle. But while I was here, I was also mesmerized by the other half of their menu, which looked to be like little snacks and pastries and jellies and like dim sum. And it really reminded me of like Cantonese yum cha. And I asked the lady, how are these usually eaten? And she said at breakfast alongside something called you cha, which is oil tea. This oil tea is something I've been seeing around a lot here in Guilin, but I haven't had the chance to try. She describes it to me as the Guangxi style coffee, so needless to say I was very, very intrigued and I said I'd come back this morning for some breakfast here, so let's try it, some typical Pingle style breakfast. 回来了又来了来了
吃油茶哈
对对吃那个早点
那个
我不知道哪个可以一个一个来
哪个可以一个一个的来
Forget the difficulties of solo travel. It's solo eating that's the hardest part for me. I want to try everything, but my stomach only has a certain capacity. She mentioned last night she might be able to make me a little tasting plate where I can try one of a few different things rather than order 4 entire dishes that I won't be able to finish. And here it is. I've got 4 different snacks here that I can pair with my you cha, oil tea here. So not gonna lie, it's kind of giving me douzhi vibes. This gave me major flashbacks of Ayi cooking douzhi, the Beijing fermented mung bean juice back in our hutong in Beijing. But the fact is, this doesn't smell anything like douzhi. It's very appealing, it's got this salty and slightly herbal smell.
开了可以吃的
And for those of you wondering, is there actually oil and tea in oil tea?
这个是油茶是那个茶叶啊姜啊花生啊蒜米啊打出来的
It's a dish most often consumed at breakfast and lunchtime, very rarely consumed at dinner, I've been told. You can't drink it too close before bedtime because it'll keep you awake because there's actually tea leaves in this.
你喜欢吃咸的还是甜的
咸的
那这个放一点点盐
A bit of spring onion is added too. Then you've got this bowl of crunchy goodies. We've got puffed rice, peanuts, and these larger, super crispy, slightly sweet balls. Basically, add as much or as little as you'd like. It reminds me a little bit of cereal, to be honest. So I'm gonna get a spoonful with a little bit of everything. A little puffed rice, a little of that bigger, crunchy puff thing, a peanut, and of course, some of that green, soupy goodness there. I have to admit, I was intrigued to finally try it. When researching this dish, I found articles online with titles like you cha, would you dare try it? And other sources describing its taste as distinctive, unique and strong, as well as the classic, you either love it or you hate it. Is this you cha really as dramatic and divisive as the internet makes it seem? Time to find out for myself. It smells like, and bear with me here, it kind of smells like the chicken flavored 2-minute noodles, that flavor. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, yum. First thing I really like are those little crunchy puffs. When I eat them, they really remind me of cereal and they're also a little bit sweet as well. So it gives the sweetness. Oh, those are really, really good. Even though it's like got oil in it and I can see the oil on the top of it kind of floating around, it's very refreshing and very light and it doesn't feel heavy on the stomach as you would imagine with something that is literally made with oil. And it does have a slight bitterness when you first put it in your mouth, and I guess that's to do with the tea leaves in there. There is tea in this, but at the end, after that bitterness goes away, you get that chicken noodle flavor. It's just like a salty cereal. We have a cereal in Australia called rice bubbles, and this tastes exactly what those rice bubbles taste like when you put it in the milk and it gets a bit soggy. So when I'm eating this and I've got a little bit of that crunch from the big one and I've got those little rice puffs there as well, and then that salty milk, I guess you could say, it just is a little nostalgic actually. I also saw on the menu they serve a you cha hot pot that you can order with fish or chicken or offal. I definitely want to try this next time. And they've given me this lovely plate of some different snacks. This one is very famous. It's called Ayi Baba. And I've been seeing it all around the place as well. And same as the you cha, I just haven't had the time or the moment or the feeling that like this is the time for me to eat the Ayi Baba. But this is the time. This is my last day in Guangxi. So I'm trying all the things that I didn't have a chance to try in the last 2 weeks that I've been here. But before I could get stuck in, I was handed the phone. Apparently the boss wanted to speak with me.
喂你，你好。
怎么样？
欢迎你到中国。
他说过来请你吃早餐。
我请你吃早餐好不好？
哦，谢谢，谢谢老板。
等一下过去。
So in a fun turn of events, I was just speaking with the boss on the phone. He wants to treat me to breakfast, so he's actually on his way and he wants to eat breakfast with me this morning, which I think is perfect because firstly, I don't know much about these local foods. Like I don't know how they're supposed to be eaten, I don't know what they're called, I don't know their history. And secondly, I'm just one person, so I only have a certain amount of capacity in my stomach. So if I eat with someone else, I can order more, I can eat more, and I can get more variety. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the best case scenario. And also, as I found out 10 minutes or so later when the boss arrived, this yocha is a dish designed to be shared.
喝油茶呢，就是大家作为一个早上聚会这样子交流，边喝油茶边吃点这种点心。来进行一个交流，一个休闲的方式。
I brought my snacks up with me, but the boss told me I could order whatever else I liked the look of. Basically, my idea of heaven. While we waited for the other dishes to arrive, I decided to get stuck into the 艾叶粑粑。
艾粑呢，它就是用那个地里面生长的一个叫做艾叶，跟我们这个糯米来进行加工而成。
是糯米做的，这两个也是糯米做的吗？
这两个也是糯米，就没有加艾叶，就是加了那个糖啊，也放盐的。
Yes, you heard that right. This white one here is going to be salty.
它里面是有这个有花生米，有糖，非常好吃，
非常好吃，
很香很甜的，
也有一点点苦，
有一点点苦味，有一点那个艾粑它是有一点点苦味的。
According to Chinese medicine, 艾叶 also has antiviral and antibacterial properties, and this yocha, thanks to those tea leaves inside, also has a host of health benefits. Today's breakfast is giving health. Let's try our next one, which is brown sugar flavor.
这个也是很香甜的，对。
They are quite similar. This one is just sweet and easy and.
对。
So apparently this one is going to be salty. 咸的。
咸吧。
Slightly sweet from the outside from that glutinous rice, and inside salty from the filling there.
里面是花生加盐。
这个是珍珠圆，珍珠丸子，里面是那个料跟那个肉，
跟肉。
外面就是裹一层糯米。
We have so many beautiful looking breakfasts on this table. Look, we have our 南瓜饼、绿茶饼。
早餐呢，现在很多人喜欢喝油茶，那么他就会点一些这样的点心。
We're going to start with these glutinous rice pork balls, which also happen to be very, very sensitive. Oh no! 10 points for anyone who can remove a hot glutinous rice pork ball from the basket in one piece. I will not be receiving 10 points, as you can see. So we have pork, we have glutinous rice, and we have a little bit of egg yellow. I've made a massacre of this ball. 有一点像粽子的里面。
其实做的形状不同，假如要做成一个粽子的形状，它也就是粽子，没多大区别。
Next up, 南瓜饼, deep-fried glutinous pumpkin buns filled with red bean, and oh my gosh, they're so deliciously crispy on the outside. It's so good. It's like deep-fried pumpkin-y glutinous rice goodness. For me, it's perfect because you've got that glutinous texture inside. You've got a crunchy layer on the outside. It's sweet. It's that deep-fried oiliness that I really like. And it's with these kinds of oily foods that yocha really steps into its element. This yocha, it has the same kind of property as tea, where you drink it and it kind of pushes the food down and you feel like you can eat more. And my dad always said when we would go to Yumcha when I was a kid, I've been going to Yumcha my whole life since I was a baby. And he would always tell me, you need to drink the tea because it lets you eat more. And back in those days, I didn't like tea, I never drunk it. The situation has since changed. But I just think it's funny that here, the tea is replaced with yocha.
这个油茶也是道理，它就是也含有茶叶嘛，茶叶它就是消滞的一个东西，相当于饮料。这种饮料它喝进去里面，它就促进你的消化。那你边吃，如果你有大家慢慢喝早茶的话，有1-2个小时、2-3个小时，特别在一起交流，那你边喝油茶就帮你助消化了。那你吃进去的油腻、油炸的这种东西、热气的东西，它其实也可以帮你把它化解掉。
Next snack in our Guangxi Yumcha lineup are these beautiful green tea cakes.
它有芝麻嘛，是吧？芝麻开发节节高。
什么意思？
等于步步高升的意思。
OK， 那我多吃一点这个，
好，对，你就会越来越好。
好，那我听您的。 Oh, look at this inside. So you've got like a little green layer on top there, a little green layer on the bottom, and then inside, 里面是什么？
放了一些芋头。这里荔浦的芋头是很有名的。
So nearby here, there's another county of Guilin called Lipu, and in Lipu they have what's known to be the best, or some of the best, taro in China, and the cuisine there is all about the taro this, taro that. Unfortunately, I won't get the opportunity to go on this trip, but next time I will be paying a trip to Lipu and trying all the taro. And that little green bit on the outside is slightly crispy, so when you bite into it, you have that contrast of the crispy and then the soft taro on the inside. The taro in this is so smooth and moist and sweet. But I have to say, I can't really taste the green tea in it. I can definitely taste the sesame. That's a very predominant flavor, and I get that texture of the taro in the inside, but no green tea, I'd have to say. It's very Moorish though. And of course, a bit of oil tea to wash down every mouthful. Oh, now we'll来点. I have to say, it does taste a lot better hot, which accounts for why it's sitting on a hot plate, constantly bubbling away. After 4 or 5 bowls of this, I could really feel that caffeine buzz.
它习惯了，就像喝啤酒一样，它是有一点点苦涩味，但是喝习惯了就会觉得很舒服。
今天是我第一次喝油茶，我已经觉得很舒服。带茶，带酒。以茶代酒，开心啊。So that brings us to the end of our Pingla breakfast food adventure. I have lots of takeaway to eat with me on the bus, and even for dinner tonight, I'm heading back to Guilin City now, where I'm going to be catching a flight tomorrow back to Changchun. And I'm telling you, there's quite the temperature difference waiting for me there, but more on that in the Changchun videos I'll be posting on my channel in the coming weeks. It was so amazing to be here in Guilin for the last 2 weeks. I've learned so much, I've eaten so much, I have had the best time, and that is so much in part to the amazing people I've met along the way. Like my new friend here. 谢谢你今天给我介绍这么多好吃的。
欢迎你带男朋友来广西。
好的 Okay, 说到做到。I will. He would love it here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching along on this Guangxi, or I guess more Guilin food adventure. I didn't even really leave the city of Guilin in the 2 weeks I was here, but that means that there's a lot more trips to Guangxi in the future, a lot more to discover, and I look forward to it. So I'll see you next week from, I guess, Changchun. Bye guys!